Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's doing well. What's going on today? Well, we still have Mars in Libra. Mars is not happy in Libra. Mars does not like where it's at. It's very uncomfortable because Mars is about action. Libra is like enforcing the rules. Okay. And telling Mars, no. Okay. So Mars feels very restricted sitting in Libra. And we have the moon today squaring Mars. So there could be some emotional upheaval. There could be some conflicts. But though Mars is trying to be diplomatic. So that could be key right there. Trying to be diplomatic in your interactions today. And for most, this brings also about healing and renewal. Okay. But Mars is in Cancer right now. And getting ready to move into Leo. A lot of romantic feelings, a lot of heat, if you understand what I mean. So we're going to get into this. We're going to see what our messages for today are. Okay, let's get into this. What one? This definitely wanted to flip out. Gratitude. Death. Scorpionic energy. Friendship. End of strife. So, I'm getting a very important conversation with somebody. I'm getting, though, things feel like they're up in the air. Things feel very chaotic. And we got this friendship card. This could be a friendship. This could be somebody that you've been at odds with. That all this is coming to an end. It's all coming to an end one way or another. For some, it could mean a separation. For others, it could mean a healing aspect. And whatever it is, the universe is calling you to be grateful. Be thankful for it. Because that means all that turmoil, all that strife, all the bickering and arguing coming to an end. And, there's some of you, this could actually literally be the friend zone. I'm picking up on that energy as well. That somebody that you're involved with, somebody you've been dealing with, you might have been friends with for a very long time, but they can't make that leap into something committal. That could be coming to an end. For some of you, it's an ending that you may say, oh, I don't want this friendship to end. No. But what have they contributed to your connection? What have they contributed to your energy? Are you the one who's always giving? And you say, I'm so thankful for this person. Speaking of my narcissist, crisis diverted. Anyhow, let's get to the rest of the reading. Let's see what else Spirit has for us in this topic. And, I said, oh, there's my narcissist, There is that kind of energy. Sometimes there are friendships, platonic, friends with benefits, and beyond, that in order to relieve the strife, the stress, sometimes we have to cut things out. And sometimes you have to stop worrying about how they are going to feel about it. Because if they're putting guilt trips on you, Obviously, they're not worried about you. And, you know, I'm blunt. I'm blunt. I don't sugarcoat. There are some readers out there who will sugarcoat this message, you know. I don't do that. So when you come to this channel, don't expect sugarcoating. I'm going to tell you like it is. Okay? And, you know, I still try to find the silver lining when there is one. Well, the silver lining to this, I think, is start taking care of yourself. Start worrying about yourself, loving yourself, doing what you feel is right for you. And you want to talk about a pure narcissist? How about, you know, they gaslight you when you try to do what's right for you. You cut them off, okay? You cut them off. And because you want that peace, you want to end that strife, they'll label you a lot of things. They'll call you a lot of names. They'll gaslight you. They'll try to make you feel guilty. That's narcissistic energy because you make yourself unavailable for them to suck your energy and to drag you through the mud with them. You know, they don't want to see you succeed. Because when you're doing more than surviving, when you're thriving, they're jealous and they don't want to see that happening. It's all about control. When they figure out they can no longer control you, then you're this horrible, monstrous, bad person. They make you feel bad, and then they bring you back in. You know, that's all part of the game. That's all part of the game. Okay, so let's see where this is going. And he was somebody that I cut him off. I answered the phone, and he says, I didn't know if you wanted to talk to me or not. I says, not really. And I told him how it is. I am not available for you to suck my energy anymore. Okay, under the deck, I see we got, funny we were talking about those friendships and those groups, 3 of Cups. Got the 3, oh, and there's one under, hiding underneath of that was the 9 of Swords. That's what we're talking about, those friends that cause anxiety and fear and the gaslighting. Gaslighting that is disguised as love. The words, the communication, the thoughts, and they wear you down. And these are repetitive patterns. You know, I'll call myself out on this. I have gotten myself into this type of situation. Exactly. Hence the phone call. Okay? Where over years, and I mean years, I have put myself on hold. And, you know, it just, over the past year or so, I've realized this. I'm using myself as an example. It's that pattern. And I would allow this person to guilt trip me for wanting to end it completely. Now, this Death card is also about transformation. I did transform that connection. And it takes a lot of strength. And this gratitude is coming in as I'm grateful for what I do have. I'm grateful for Spirit opening my eyes about things. And so we do have to have a little bit of gratitude that we were able to recognize this. And now we could take appropriate action. But yeah, I fell in that same trap of letting this person keep on bringing me back in, telling me sob stories, and I mean the whole 9 yards. But this person's also not willing to make their own changes. And I know it bugs the hell out of them that I have. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. The Star. And the King of Wands. The King of Wands is about action. The King of Wands has that energy of commanding action, controlling action. And we have a King of Wands here, and I'm feeling the shadow side. We have the feminine and masculine here. We have a masculine, male or female. We all have masculine and feminine energies within us. We have a masculine here who has controlled the feminine who nurtured, the feminine who would do anything for that King of Wands. But we also have this feminine who is finding her way, her path. And now this feminine is kind of like standing out, standing in her power. And the masculine doesn't like it. Queen of Swords. Yeah, this feminine, this Queen of Pentacles is turned into the Queen of Swords. Page of Wands. And Temperance. So, depending on which one you are. But we have the Queen of Swords here who has seen the truth. Who is in the business of cutting out those relationships that cause us grief, that has got us caught up in this repetitive pattern, that it seems like no matter what we try to do to get out of it, it keeps circling back around. But this is being in a place. And I'm taking the feminine side of this. I know I might have masculines who watch this. Reverse roles as it applies, okay? You could have a female, a woman, who sits in that masculine energy, okay? But we have the female, the woman, the feminine, who has found her truth. And in a place of turning a new corner, a new chapter. And going into the unknown and finding that peace. That's what happens when you stand in your power. And it's kind of funny, this is news coming in or news going out. And being that the Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords are back to back, this is news going out. This is the Queen of Swords proclaiming and declaring her peace and declaring, you are not going to disrupt my peace anymore. That's what she's saying. I am done being nice, being nurturing. I am done catering to your every whim when you are so self-centered and care about yourself that my own needs don't matter. Let's keep going. 10 of Wands. Hierophant. Some of you are married to this person. And a strength. I said it would take great strength. Going to take great strength to break that cycle. There it is. And that is the X of card. That is like the explanation point on this story for today. This is, I am finding the strength. Okay. I am finding the strength to drop the burdens of this commitment. And the expectations that has been put forth upon me, what people expect from me. I am finding the strength to break it. Okay. I want to know more about this. I want to know more about this King of Wands. Show me the King of Wands energy. Seven of Wands. Yeah, this King of Wands is very defensive. The Moon. Seven of Pentacles. This King of Wands has cultivated his garden with you. This King of Wands, you know, this is like a secret garden that I'm protecting. I am protecting my secrets that I've cultivated. And this is feeling like things that you may not be aware of. There is an illusion. This King of Wands represents an illusion in your life. An illusion, that's what this is. That King of Wands is protecting the illusion that he cultivated and created. And the Seven of Pentacles is the evaluation, it's the investment. He got you to invest in him. And you're coming to this place of realizing that it was all an illusion. And this message, this declaration of peace that you're sending out. Show me the Page of Wands. Yeah, there's the ideas. The new start. And the Page of Wands carries that Ace of Wands with the Magician. You're manifesting something new. Five of Swords. You are declaring that you're going in a new direction. You have new ideas. It's not being received well. That gaslighting that I was talking about, it's right here. They're gaslighting you over your new beginning because you have the courage to break those chains of tradition, commitment. I think this definitely feels like a marriage. It feels like I am or if at the very least, definitely a higher level commitment, maybe even engagement, long term, living together. That's what this is talking about. I don't think this has anything to do with people. Oh, I've been dating him for 6 months and this is what is happening. I'm not saying that this is not your story. But this is something that's been going on for years. Not months, years. And for some of you, if you're in a new relationship and you're finding this pattern, this could simply be a pattern of yours from relationship to relationship that you need to find the strength and choose differently. Okay. Three of Wands. Knight of Swords. And the Emperor. Beautiful. Beautiful. The Emperor has spoken. You are moving towards something. You see it in the horizon. It's echoed here with that Ace of Wands. And I'm going to even put it over here with this as well. You have something in your sights. If you don't, you will very soon. And you are going to receive some backlash from it, verbally, gaslighting. It's going to come with the territory because you are taking the control back away from somebody and you are claiming it for yourself. And haste makes waste. You ain't wasting any time. You ain't wasting no time. You are motivated and you're moving. And I'd be willing to guess that you've thought about this for a very, very long time. Is there anything else here? Last final words. Hanged Man. Knight of Wands. We got the two fastest knights in the deck. 5 of Cups. 8 of Pentacles. Okay. I can't argue with this at all. You know, your time of suspension is over. You're no longer suspended. And you are definitely moving in towards a place where you are going to be working on yourself. This is definitely telling me that you are a work in progress. You're making strides in this. And the 5 of Cups, don't look back. Okay? Don't let anybody make you feel guilty. And they will try. They will try. Okay? But this is also saying, yeah, there's going to be some sorrow. And you're going to feel the separation. It is an emotional loss in this. It is definitely an emotional loss. But it's almost like one of them emotional losses that you have to make. Okay? And just don't let them try to talk you back in it, because whoever I'm talking to, you're making great strides in your own independence, in your own energy, and accomplishing your own goals, working on yourself. And you are definitely moving forward. And like I said, we've got both knights here, the two fastest. You're not just thinking it, and your mind's planning things, and your mind's racing. You're acting upon those thoughts. You're acting upon those plans. You're putting those plans into action. And you are definitely reclaiming your personal power.